Greetings dear learners, this is Shaumili Mandal and I am back with my fourth lecture of my ninth module. And the fourth lecture of my ninth module is Lore of One's Own. So, in this I will be discussing about the women, contribution in folklore. So, first I will be saying about that how women play an important part in carrying folklore, because the title which I have given, Lore of One's Own, means women have been the transmitters, we say, of carrying the folk practices and other customs through generations, and how they have played a foundational and transformative role in shaping and preserving folk culture around the world. Their contributions are vast and deeply embedded in oral traditions, music, storytelling, craftsmanship, rituals, festivals and more. They have been, as I said, keepers of oral tradition, passing down myths, legends, lullabies and folk tales from one generation to next. Women preserved and repeated many stories told around the hearth and at community meetings. These stories frequently address cultural ideals, norms and gender roles. Women, particularly mothers and grandmothers, frequently utilize song and storytelling to teach children morals, history and language. In many countries, interestingly, women have made contributions in traditional music and dance style. Women sang while farming, weaving or grinding grain. These songs frequently express emotional depth, societal critique and a strong connection to the land and family. Women also lead songs and dances during the births, weddings, burials and harvest celebration, each with cultural importance. And in some traditions, women make or embellish traditional instruments to ensure their continued usage in ceremonies. Women have also been the primary creators, in especially textiles and crafts. For example, women are very well known for weaving, embroidery, knitting. They are very much fascinated, you can say, because they are weaving something, and you will see women mostly make stuffs, like woolen coats and woolen, we can say, hats and everything, and also they make embroidery, beautiful embroidery and even crochet works, which are very much in the trend now, crochet dresses, crochet tops and everything. So, it's all started with the women weaving and knitting and carrying the legacy forward. The quilting, particularly in American and African culture, is a creative and collaborative practice that embeds stories and histories into fabric. The pottery, the basketry and the beadwork prevalently in Africa and Asia have created and passed down, these legacies, as I said, through generations. Also, women frequently play prominent roles in spiritual and folk religious rituals, particularly in matriarchal or indigenous civilizations. So, women are also ritual leaders, or shamans. Like women in various societies serve as priestesses, mediums or spiritual leaders, and they also play important role in organizing celebrations related to the agricultural cycle, fertility and ancestral veneration. Women have used, local plants and cures to heal, treat ailments and stay healthy. Women are also experts in midwifery, and for generations, they have helped to for delivery of children. Still now it is there in villages, we can say, but we have the nursing homes right now and the hospitals, the government hospitals and everything, but women have always played an important role in midwifery. Still now, as I said, in villages and in also emergency, you can say deliveries, women sometimes take help from midwives. Women are essential to the development and maintenance of folk culinary practices. The recipes passed down verbally or by demonstration are frequently associated with cultural identity, rituals and seasons. Certain foods are associated with rituals. For example, moon cakes, tamales, and women frequently cook them as part of ceremonial duties. Women also educate children in informal cultural settings by teaching them languages, values, crafts and customs through everyday activities. Women's role are also as cultural bearers, as they raise children in traditional institutions and they assure the continuity of cultural customs and identity. Now, I will be talking about the examples from Northeast India. So, in Northeast India, as we have discussed earlier, we have mostly the tribes, right, from Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, the seven sisters we know, and also we have the eastern part, that is the Bengal, Bihar and Orissa, and also Jharkhand we have. So, here women also are transmitters, as I said just a few minutes ago, that they have transmitted the generations, the folklore, the customs, the weaving, everything generational. For example, in my earlier lectures in the modules, I have discussed about the Vrat Katha, which is very prevalent in Bengal. What happens is that elders of the house, they kind of, celebrate vrats, okay, or you can say vows, and they have songs with it. They sing the songs actually, okay, and kind of in a way the younger generation comprising of women mostly learns the song and they again continue to carry it to their forthcoming generation. So, that is how women are the primary transmitters of knowledge through like household activities and you can say religious activities and carrying it and spreading it through their neighborhood and their community. As keepers, makers and transmitters of rich cultural tradition, women have played an important role, an active role in the folk culture, specifically as I said Northeast. Okay. The area is home to a variety of tribal people, each with its own customs, art forms and oral traditions. It is made up of 8 states as I said, and it has the dancing, singing, weaving, rituals, storytelling and festival. In Northeast, women actively engage in folk dance and song, which are essential to festivals, life cycle events and rituals. We have the very famous Lai Harauba in Manipur, a traditional festival that honors regional deities via music and dance. Women, they are the major performers. Okay. Then we have the ritual dances performed by the Mayabis, the priestesses actually, and they tell the creation myth. In order to preserve oral traditions, women also perform Pena Eshe, which are folk songs played on the Pena instrument. During harvest holidays, Naga women take part in dances like Shankhen. Despite the masculine dominance of war dances, women participate in numerous social and agricultural dances and use them to narrate tales of fertility and communal life. For women throughout the region, weaving is just more than a craft. As I said, it is a status and identification marker. Every community has distinctive patterns and designs that are conserved and transmitted from one generation to the next. With the use of traditional looms known as Tat Shal, Assamese women, or we say Ohomia women, are famous for their ability to weave the Mekhla Chador. The Mekhla Chador is one of the most prominent dresses of Assam. They are beautiful, we can say. It is an asset as the women possess them, and they are also treated as artifacts now. because they have intricate designs on beautifully weaved clothes. They are extremely comfortable, comes in varied colors, and women from all parts of Assam wear it. And now people from all over the India are also wearing the Mekhla Chador, you can say, as a tribute to Assam. Assamese women, as I said, and they have the folkloric elements such as nature, religious symbols or stories, and are frequently included into designs. Using natural designs, Apatani women craft elaborate geometric pattern. Weaving is regarded as a sacred art in the Mishmi culture, and women transmit their designs verbally and through practice. Women's weaving serves as a social rank and clan indicator in the Angami, Ao and other Naga tribes. The Shung Kopetepsu is one example of a traditional shawl that is made and worn to represent local heritage. Particularly in rural and indigenous groups, women are frequently the main storytellers in the home. In Tripura, we have the traditional storytelling called the Rai Matia songs, which are stories of nature, love and battle that are sung under the moonlight and are preserved by the women. Also, they are, as I said, similar to the weaving and the handcrafts and the embroidery. They are also the same thing, as I said. They are also carried by women, we can say. In order to maintain the Kokborok language and culture, grandmothers tell folk tales such as those about gods and spirits. Legends like Kalikai, a heartbreaking story of grief and jealousy, and stories about Yu Blay Nongthao, the creator god, are shared by the Khasi and the Garo women. These tales emphasize moral principles and communal values. Women are essential to the planning and execution of folk festivals. We have the example of the Chapcharkut of Mizoram, where women dress traditionally and perform dances like the Cherao, the bamboo dance, at the spring celebration. In addition, they sing songs honoring farming and the natural world, and they also cook traditional meals. Women participate in this festival and it honors Mount Kanchenjunga, which happens in Sikkim, called the Pang Lafshol. Women pay homage to the land and ancient spirits through folk songs and communal ceremonies. Using natural materials, women play a major role in the production of domestic goods and folk art. In Assam also, we have the cane and the bamboo craft, and women from the Bodo and Missing communities make fishing gear, baskets and mats, frequently embellishing them with meaningful designs. The Monpa and the Wancho women create religious masks, dolls and scrolls that are decorated and utilized during celebrations, and it prevalently happens in Arunachal Pradesh. Elderly ladies in Manipur and Nagaland also impart their expertise of traditional medicines and herbs. This happens, they have the therapeutic procedures and are accompanied by songs and chants, supports oral tradition and cultural community. Women have made numerous and fundamental contribution to northeastern Indian traditional culture. They are not only the custodians of the tradition, but also the innovators who have sustained it. They continue to play a crucial role in maintaining the region's distinct character and cultural diversity in spite of contemporary difficulties. Now, I will be talking about the examples, or the instances from East India. So, as I said, just when I was introducing my lecture, that we have the East Indian, the cluster we have comprising East India is Orissa, Jharkhand, Bihar and Bengal. And I gave a snippet of the Vrat Kathas of Bengal, which are kathas which are followed with vrats, and they are also a part of the women folk tale. And the women in Bihar, they sing, in Maithili. And then we have the Orissa, where the tribal women and the women in general, they also have, folk songs of their own. They have the folk tales of their own, and also they have customs of their own. The folk culture of East India encompasses the states, and women have been the keepers of oral tradition, passing along history and communal identity through storytelling and song. Women sing Maithili, Bhojpuri and Magahi songs for events like weddings, Samdo for marriage, Jhumar for harvest and Sohar for childbirth. For instance, Kohabar songs that are performed at Bihar weddings frequently contain mythological allusions and cover topics such as love, fertility and household guidance. We have the very famous Baul tradition of West Bengal, and despite the prominence of the male Bauls, there are also female Bauls who sing songs of the Baul tradition of the spirituality and are equally important in the Baul tradition. We can say at par with the men. They sing ethereal tunes that transcend caste, religion and gender. Jhumur songs, which are frequently sung during planting and harvesting, are one way that women in Orissa contribute to the culture. They are reflections of devotion, love and everyday existence. For instance, during the Rath Yatra, women sing for the praise of Lord Jagannath, and they take part in and lead a variety of seasonal and sacred dances. In Jharkhand and Orissa, women also are involved in Chhau, and we know that we have three types of Chhau. One is the Mayurbhanj Chhau, one is the Purulia Chhau and one is the Seraikala Chhau, right? And they are all, you can say, in the area of Jharkhand, Bengal and Orissa. And women also take part in the Chhau dances, be it in Bengal and be it in Orissa. They dress up like the male counterparts with masks and are equally, as I said, equally at par, and they are equally, you can say, expertise. They are experts actually at the martial customs and dances and perform alongside their male, performers. So we can say Chhau is not only now a male dominated area or a space, but also women are putting their feet there. West Bengal and Bihar's Alkap and Bihu, women take part in Alkap performances which combine social satire with song and drama. These customs are preserved in some regions of Bengal through women's group dances performing at local fairs or melas. In Bihar, the Madhubani painting showcases the women's creativity and sense of community and are linked intricately to craft practices. They are traditionally performed, as I said, by women on mud walls and floors. And folklore, nature and Hindu deities are among the themes. International recognition was brought out by the artists such as Sita Devi and Bawa Devi. The Potachitro in Bengal and Orissa are also historically male dominated, but women participate by painting and creating etchings from palm leaves. In Bengal, in Midnapur, there is a village called the Pingla, which houses actually the Potachitro painters, and women and men take part equally in painting the Potachitro. They are known as the Chitrakars, and you can say women are master in that. They are painting it, they are putting color in it, they are also looking at the household activities, they are kind of helping in farming, child rearing, and on the other hand, they are doing equivalently good like the male painters who are painting the Potachitro in Bengal. West Bengal embroidery known as katha, a quilting custom in which women stitch textiles depicting ordinary and mythological scenes, using ancient saris are passed down as a home storytelling craft from grandmothers to granddaughters. Ritual songs and Vrat Kathas, I talked about the Vrat Kathas, and it happens in Bengal and it happens in Bihar too. In Bihar, we have the Chhat Puja, and where we see women take part, right? They are kind of cooking food for the goddess. They are also, kind of following all the rituals, you can say designated by the society. And also during the Vrat, which we see in Bengal, be it the Shoshti Broto we have actually, or the Shashti Vrat, which are followed by women for children, or be it the Lokhi Broto or Lakshmi Vrat, you can say, which is a puja of the goddess Lakshmi. Women are the, you can say, the more women are the ones who are carrying it forward. Okay, they are doing the rituals and taking part in everything, from, you can say, collecting the materials for the gods or the goddesses, performing it, and post puja rituals are also followed by women. Tribal women also work as shamans or healers, particularly in the Munda and Shautal tribes. To please local spirits or deities, they engage in ceremonial dances and music. In the societies, women also have served as unofficial historians. Through songs and stories, mothers and grandmothers impart values, customs, lullabies, and folk tales. Women's oral transmission has preserved languages and dialects in isolated places. In East India, women actively create and preserve folk traditions as cultural bearers rather than merely participants. They play a fundamental and frequently generational role, and the traditions are done by the current female folk artists, and they are the revivalists who have combined tradition with modern expression. Now, I am going to talk about the examples or the instances from South India. So, we have the South Indian states, the states of India forming the South Indian cluster. And we have Kerala, we have Karnataka, we have Telangana, we have Andhra Pradesh, we have Tamil Nadu, and they form the, the lullabies, the women of these areas. Their lullabies, their songs are a part of the folk culture of the South Indian, we can say, states in India. And also the women are, as I said, they are the innovators and they are sustaining them through future generations. In these areas, the lullabies, the harvest songs, devotional hymns and marriage songs are just a few of the oral traditions that South Indian women have passed down through the decades. The social ideals, local folklore, everyday life and feminine experiences are all frequently reflected in these songs. For instance, in Tamil Nadu, ladies typically sing the sorrow song type, known as Oppari at funerals. The spontaneous emotional outburst pay tribute to the deceased. During home gatherings in Kerala, women would frequently preserve and recite Varakkan Pattukal, or the northern ballads. During the Thiruvatira festival, women also sing Thiruvatira Pattu to honor marital harmony. Women singing of Janapada Patalu, the folk songs, at festivals like Bonalu and Bathukamma is essential to the celebration and spiritual expression of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. For instance, in Karnataka, ladies frequently perform with grace and rhythm in Suggi Kunitha, the harvest dance, and Bhuta Aradhane, in remembrance of spirits or deities. In Kerala, to celebrate womanhood and marital bliss, ladies gather in a circle and dance rhythmically around a lamp during Kaikottikali. In Tamil Nadu, the women lead the communal dances known as Kummi and Kolattam, which are frequently performed during Navratri or village festivals. They are passed down through the generations informally and feature rhythmic clapping or the use of sticks. Folk festivals are largely observed by women, who frequently plan and carry out the ceremonies, make offerings and write songs that are unique to the deity or event. For instance, the Bathukamma festival in Telangana is a flower festival that is only attended by women. They dance together, sing local music, and make elaborate flower arrangements. During Pongal, to show the appreciation for the harvest, women make special foods, perform folk songs, and draw kolam, which are the rice flower rangolis. In Tamil Nadu, the Adi month festivals combine devotion with communal performances as women offer karagam and carry out rites for goddesses like Amman. Numerous folk arts and crafts are closely related to ritual and everyday life and are mostly practiced by women. Examples, as I said, kolam and rangoli, they are elaborate floor patterns created by women at daybreak using colored powders or rice flour. And also they decorate it nowadays, with flowers. Very similar to the rangoli we have in North India, right? That women are decorating the sacred spaces with rangoli, with, the powdered dust, sometimes with color, sometimes with diyas we say, or earthen lamps, and sometimes also with flowers. In Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, women weave palm leaves to make ornamental objects for festivals and temples. Women in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh preserve traditional design and dyeing methods by participating in ancient textile arts such as ikkat, kalamkari and kasute embroidery. Grandmothers tell stories of village deities, historical female warriors and epic tales like the Ramayana that have been adapted into local folklore. However, even though these transmissions are frequently informal, women play a crucial role in forming the moral and cultural imagination of the younger generation by passing along folk tales and mythologies during bedtime or community gatherings. They also have the knowledge of herbal medicine, ritualistic healing and folk healing techniques. For instance, Kurumba women from Tamil Nadu and Kerala are renowned for their proficiency in herbal cures and forest medicine, frequently fusing these practices with spiritual healing and ritual chanting. Without women's voices, labor and inventiveness, South Indian folk culture would not be complete. They support communities, honor deities, cure the ill, and transmit identity and memory, among other artistic and practical achievements. Their function is essential to the survival of South Indian traditional traditions, even though it is sometimes overlooked in official histories. Now, I am going to talk about the instances, from West India. And which are the West Indian states we have? We have Goa, we have Maharashtra, we have Gujarat, right? And the others. And like the women, are being the carriers or the transmitters of folklore or folk culture in other parts of India. I discussed the East Indian, the Northeast Indian, okay, similarly, and the South Indian also. Similarly, in this part also, women play an important role in carrying forward the legacy and also the lullabies, the songs, the folk tales, the customs are passed through generations. Singing folk songs during everyday course and life events like marriage, childbirth, harvest and religious festivals is one way that women in rural West India have perpetuated centuries old oral traditions. For instance, in Rajasthan, women perform bhabai, panihari and the mand song. The experiences of women carrying water are depicted in panihari songs which frequently combine themes of desire and love. In Gujarat, during Navratri, women frequently sing the Garba and the Ras songs, which honor divine feminine energy, particularly in adoration of goddess Amba. In Maharashtra, the traditional song genres include Lavani and Bharud. Many songs developed from the personal expressions of rural women, even though Lavani performances are public. In Goa, in the weddings and the community gatherings, women frequently sing the traditional Goan songs Mando and Dalpod. they have also made substantial contribution to the development and the performances of folk dances, which convey societal values and customs to the community. We have the Garba dance, which is very famous in Gujarat, right? And we see women perform it mostly. Women are mostly very enthusiastic in performing it. They dress up in colorful dresses, like you can see the costume of the Garba, right? And they take the sticks, they practice, they play the sticks, and they perform the Garba with much more energy and spontaneity, which makes it essentially beautiful to look at because of the colorful dresses, the ambience and everything. It's a type of a religious dance, this Garba, where ladies perform around a clay lantern that symbolizes the goddess Durga. In Ghumar in Rajasthan, the elegant dance is performed by Rajput women as a way to greet newlyweds in their new homes. In Goa, consisting solely of females, the Fugri dance is performed during religious celebrations such as Ganesh Chaturthi and entails coordinated circular motions and clappings. In Lavani, a kind of entertainment and social criticism, it is performed by women dancers dressed in colorful saris. In West India, women have invented and conserved a variety of folk skills, particularly in crafts, embroidery and textile design. For instance, women in Rajasthan and Gujarat practice the tie-dye craft of bandhni, which produces elaborate designs used in traditional clothing. And also the Maharashtra's Warli art, which is created by both sexes, the male and the female. The women have historically painted but hut walls with motifs representing daily life and rituals. In coastal settlements, particularly in Goa, women craft jewelry and ornaments out of natural materials. If you go to Goa sometimes, right, you will see the shell jewelry which is there, right. Nowadays we see women, are decorating their hair with the shell jewelry. They are also kind of wearing shell jewelry, and you can say they are also like adorning, accessories made of shells, which makes it very much Goan in essence, because the Goan women make a livelihood out of kind of weaving these shells and selling them, and also it is helping in generating revenues from the tourist. For instance, women in Rajasthan also celebrate the festival of Tej and Gangor by dancing, singing and making intricate idols of gods like Parvati, making them a part of the folk rituals, religious events and festivals. During festivals in Maharashtra, women get together to trade vermilion and turmeric, which represent wealth and marital harmony. Folk rituals, religious events and festivals, many of which combine spirituality with communal bonding, all heavily feature women. And we have the women in Goa again performing traditional songs and dances at the Shigmo, that is the Goan folk theatre festival, which takes place in the spring. Folklore's myths and moral tales are traditionally passed down by women, particularly in families and communities. And grandmothers and mothers weave history, spirituality and cultural values together when they tell stories about mythological characters like Goga Devta or folk heroes like Papuji. In West India, women have an important role in the transmission and creation of folk culture in addition to being its participants. Through their efforts, the region's intangible legacy is preserved, whether it be through dance, music, ritual or handicraft. Their duties continue to evolve in spite of modernization, guaranteeing that these customs are alive and also, very much a part of the culture. Next, I am going to talk about the instances or the examples from central India. And we have the states, right? You can say the Chhattisgarh, the Madhya Pradesh and the other, which have very famous Lok Geet. Okay? In my earlier lecture, I discussed about the Pandavani. And the most famous Pandavani singer at present we have is Tijan Bai. And Tijan Bai is a woman which is very like commonly understood, and she has, kind of made it international acclaim. So, the women have carved out singing, and kind of making their own space in the male dominated areas, be it in Lokgeet, be it in, folk theatre, be it in the dances. Women are carving a niche of themselves. Their impact is particularly strong in music, dance, storytelling, crafts, and religious tradition. They have an important role in preserving oral traditions, and folk songs in Madhya Pradesh, which are sung during the month of spring, frequently glorify nature, love, and Radha Krishna legend. During Holi, women perform them in groups, clapping rhythmically and singing colorful tunes. Sua Nach, a Diwali tradition in Chhattisgarh, involves young girls dancing around a parrot effigy and singing songs about fertility and love. It's an all-female practice with indigenous matriarchal influences. In the Gaur Maria dance in Chhattisgarh, women have a significant role in preparation, costume decoration, and singing, despite being often associated with men. In Madhya Pradesh, there is the matki dance, okay, which is performed by women who balance pots or matkis on their heads, emphasizes womanhood, grace, and marital joy. The photo which I have attached is actually the photo of the matki dance, and you can see that women are carrying it on their head, right, beautifully, and you can see in a coordinated form and also balancing them so well. And it is mostly done during the weddings. This dance is performed during the weddings, and you can see from the background that it's a kind of a festive house, how the matkis are being decorated. In the Satnami tradition of Panthi dance, elder women often teach and foster the spiritual and preparatory songs, despite the fact that the dance is mostly performed by women. Women in central India are master craftswomen, particularly in embroidery and textile work. The Bhil and the Gond women construct elaborate patchwork pieces for household and ceremonial use. The Mandana art, practiced by women in Rajasthan Madhya Pradesh border, involves drawing geometric and animal motifs on walls and floors during festivals with chalk and red soil. They are emblems of security and wealth. And the Gond art, traditionally created by women, depicts mythology, creatures, and rituals with natural dyes. During Navratri and Gauri Puja in Madhya Pradesh, women organize rituals, fast, and they perform the Garba and the Ghumar dances. They also have the Tej and the Haryali festivities. These are the monsoon festivities, and they celebrate fertility and marital love, with women singing folk melodies, dressed in green, and swinging from trees, demonstrating joy and cultural community. Elder women in communities serve as storytellers or the Kathavachaks, retelling epics like the Ramayana and the Mahabharata in local dialects with folk modifications. The Bhojali festival in Chhattisgarh involves women planting barley seeds, singing songs, and telling folk legends about agricultural deities. They also combine ecology and spirituality. So we can say that women in Western, India have led the foundation of the culture. And with the dances, the matki dance, the folk songs, the other dances they have, and the kathavachaks, they have carried forward through generations. Now, I come to the examples or the instances of North India. Very similar to the other parts of India, the North Indian states also have lullabies, which we can say a common thing. Okay, they have the folk tales. This also actually a commonality we can say. I said, if you remember, that folk culture is all about the solidarity, the bonding, and the commonality. They have similar instances, examples we can say, and they are followed by women and men and the groups throughout India. They are passed through generations, and also they evolve when one person or one group travels from one place to another. And combining some local elements, they give us enriching experiences and new perspectives every time. The lullabies such as Chanda Mama Durke frequently incorporate calming tunes and moral precepts. Folk tales such as Birbal Ki Kahaniya and Panchatantra tales are frequently passed down by female storytellers. Women folk songs commemorate every key event such as birth, marriage and death, as well as the agricultural and seasonal cycles. In Punjab, the Giddha songs or the Giddha dance, a traditional dance accompanied by vibrant songs known as Bolia, are performed. And they are frequently funny or sarcastic commentary on family life and social norms. Women write songs about valor, love and country for the Ragni performances and the Sang theatre. In Himachal Pradesh, we have the Nati. Women of Himachali communities do Nati, a group dancing style, at fairs and festivals while dressed traditionally and singing folk songs. Here I have attached a photo of the Nati dance, if you can see. And women are dressed in the traditional dresses, okay, which they wear during festivals, and they are dancing in a coordination. You can say creating solidarity and bonding amongst each other. The dances are done by the ladies in the spring and also in the sowing season. Nature, gods and social life in the hills are major themes in the songs. Women are the primary preservers of art, needlework and traditional crafts in North India. In Uttar Pradesh, we have the chicken curry and zardozi, and the needlework methods were originally taught by women inside the family, particularly in Awadh, though men now practice them as well. Women plan and lead rituals and fast that are closely related to folk beliefs and seasonal festivals. In Uttar Pradesh, the two of the largest vrat or festivals they have is the Karwa Chauth and Tej. They have two types of Tej actually and the Karwa Chauth. And we can see women, dressing up in mostly green dresses or vibrant colors, following, a ritual, of fasting throughout without drinking water, obviously, and kind of doing a puja for the welfare of their husband and the family. And then, they are kind of celebrating the moment. That's what we see in the Karwa Chauth and the Tej festivals, okay. In Punjab, the Karwa Chauth and Suhag Geet are sung by married ladies and they celebrate their husband's lifespan particularly, and women in North Indian folk culture, like other women, are more than just participants. They are custodians, makers and transmitters of a rich cultural heritage. Their functions are firmly interwoven in all aspects of rural and semi-urban life, including birth ceremonies, seasonal celebrations, agricultural practices and storytelling traditions. Their daily lives and creative manifestations preserve the essence of North Indian folk history. Now we come to the end of the fourth lecture of my ninth module. And in this, I have tried, or you can say I have emphasized, how women play an important role in carrying down the tradition, sustaining them, being the innovators, and also without them, the folk culture throughout India remains incomplete. Thank you again and see you in my next lecture.